What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Philip back with Thrifty PS Gamer Reviews. Today we're going to be going over Sifu. This is a game that came out back in 2022, I believe, and I've been waiting for this game to go on sale for a while. And the reason why is because I don't necessarily like roguelike games. Um, I love martial art games, but I don't like roguelikes. So I just wanted to wait on this. I know it got great reviews starting out. Everybody loved it. Who played it? I really just wanted to give it my own time to let the price drop. So a few weeks back, I got this game for like $20, I think, and hadn't played it because I was playing Hogwarts. So now I've got a chance to play it. I'm about halfway through, and I wanted to give y'all my thoughts on it so far. With that being said, if you could hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, I really appreciate it. And leave a comment down below as to kind of what games you're playing or if this review has informed your decision. Let's dive in. So, I'm going to rate this game a little different than I do some of my others. I'm going to do it in just four categories because I'm combining some. So, I'm going to do graphics, gameplay and combat, story, voice, and audio. And after that, I may give it a big score. I may not. I don't quite know. Sometimes I do a whatever out of 10. Sometimes I don't. So let's dive in. Graphics is the first thing. And I'm going to call this one more art style because I think a lot of times when you talk about graphics, people automatically jump to how photorealistic is it? How does it look? Um, how's the textures? How's this? How's that? And they want pristine. They want real world quality. But when you say art style, that usually lets you know that, okay, this game took a different approach to the way it looks. And that's what we have in Sifu. It's not photorealistic, but the art style and the use of the color palette is freaking amazing. Some of the settings in this game literally have made me go, whoa, that looks super cool. I was playing it and I beat the second boss, which on the second round of the second boss fight, it like transports you into this forest. And my goodness, the way that forest looked was so gorgeous. And then I just beat the third boss last night, and uh, when you get to her, like you go through this beautiful blue, like blue painting almost is the best way I can describe it. And you have the colors shifting from blue to black to back to blue, and then when you're fighting her, you have all these colors, and then it just looks freaking awesome. And so the art style in this is 100% amazing. If you're a person that can play a game that doesn't look photorealistic and that's like not your bar, then I definitely think that the graphics will impress. Next, let's get into gameplay and combat. And so I have these two together because so much of the gameplay in Sifu is combat, and I like it a lot. If you watched my review of Sleeping Dogs, I love martial arts combat in video games. I think it's one of the most fun types of combat you can do in a game. And it was extremely fast in Sifu. It's extremely responsive. But it's also extremely cool. Like, it gives you the chance to let you be a Jackie Chan, Tony Jaa, Jet Li type. Like, the movements remind me of that so much. Where, like, in a Jackie Chan movie, he's constantly sliding over like tabletops, or there was a section when you're in the art gallery where you can like jump over like potted plants that have been placed around, and it's so freaking fun. And then, like, my favorite thing about the movement and the style of combat is when you get to pick up a weapon. Like, that weapon is picked up like usually by kicking kicking it with your foot, then it comes up in your hand. You can just swing it automatically. It's so cool. It's so fun. I absolutely love the combat. But the combat's what you're going to be doing for 70% of this game. Maybe 80%. Like, there's not a lot of talking, but we'll get into that when we get into story. The level up system in this game is simple and easy to understand, but also very effective in trying to accomplish its goal of making you feel the weight of leveling up, or not leveling up, of dying and increasing your age. uh, it it there's so many things that come in with that. You get stronger as you get older, but you get slower, and so there's like how to your play style has to shift a little bit, but you also hit harder, which is nice. I think the level 3 boss took 10 years of my life, and by the end of it, I went back and my character had noticeably like different colors in their hair, which was or different shades of black, which was really a nice touch. And so the gameplay and the combat are fun. They do give us that fun factor. Um, like I said, the level up system is really good. It's easy to understand. You're not going to have to rack your brain too hard. And the level layouts are good, but not great. So here's what I mean. Like, it is a short game. I think I only have 10 or 11 hours into it, and I'm almost done with it. But the levels are obviously going to have to be replayed, which I understand that for some games, replay value is where it makes up their monetary value. In other words, the fact that you have to replay the game justifies that it's only a few hours long and it costs 40, 50, 60, $70, what have you. So I understand that, but I also wish that some of the doors that opened up when you went in them opened up when you tried to go back out. So after you beat a level or after you get to the room where the final boss is, you can kind of backtrack and go pick up all your stuff and get the little collectibles so you can fill out your kind of your clue board, your detective board, as it were, in your home base. But that's just a little bit of like, I don't think that takes heavily away from the game as far as the gameplay goes for me. Like, I understand why they did it. I just wish I could complete a level at once instead of having to backtrack. But that aside, I do think the gameplay and the combat are really well done. And I love getting to be a martial arts expert in a video game. It's so great. Let's get into story now. So, story is your basic revenge story. Like, I've only played through the third section, but as of now, it's your basic you killed my father, prepare to die. Like, that is what it is. You have to take out all who are involved in your father's death, and that's when you get your different levels because there are different points around the city. Uh, it's enough to explain why you are fighting, right? Like, it's enough to explain why you're fighting, why each one of these uh, quote bosses of each of these levels has so many people that work for them. Like, they're very affluent people. Like, it explains enough about the gameplay mechanics to make you go, oh, okay, got it. I would have loved to have a bit more meat on the bone, though. Like, I obviously, if you've watched my channel, I love story driven games or really good stories in video games. Um, and so when I see one that's very just run of the mill revenge story, it's kind of frustrating. I don't like revenge stories. I think they're very much like a dog who's chasing a fire truck. Like, great, you caught the fire truck. Now what are you gonna do? Like, there's very little to a revenge story and to a character arc in a revenge story. But also, this is a roguelike. Their main focus of a story is getting you from the beginning into combat, whatever that combat is, and having the gameplay and the combat so fun that you want to keep replaying that. Like, you're not playing this game for the story, right? But I do wish that there was more meat on the bone when it came to the story. With that, let's go to voice and audio. Okay, I love the soundtrack. I absolutely love the soundtrack. It's very, very much every fight scene from every movie you've ever watched is in this soundtrack. Like, it's so, so good. I have nothing negative to say about the soundtrack. And it's matched closely by the voice work. There's not a lot of voice work in this game, but there is voice work, and I think it's really good. I think the tones are proper. I don't think it tries to, uh, I don't think it tries to do something that it's not like right. They're not. They don't sound happy when they're mad. They don't sound nonchalant when they're supposed to be excited or angry or what have you. Like, they do a great job with the tones in this and with the delivery. So audio and voice work are awesome. I have nothing negative to say on that. So I mean, that's my review. That's my quick snapshot of what I found. And some of y'all who beat this game might listen to this and go, "Well, man, the story gets better. There's a cool thing in section 4 or at the end or what have you." Like, and I'm willing to admit that because I've only played halfway through. I'm at 55% completed right now. So I still think that this game is great for people who like roguelikes. It's wonderful for people who want martial arts games. And I think if you can find this on sale, I think the cheapest I found it so far is like $18. And that was a GameStop sale, and that sale is no longer around. But like, this game is going to start going on sale more. So I think if it's on sale, $20 is about the most I would pay for it, just because I'm cheap. But I think that $20 or below, you are going to get your money's worth. You're going to really enjoy it. If I had to put a big fat number on it, I'd say 7.5 out of 10. And that's just because I don't like roguelikes. But the combat is amazing. And so that's my review, guys. Go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if the story gets better. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, the most important thing of all, stay thrifty.